Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen, Prakash?
Yeah.
Okay. So we saw that our Jenkins was orchestrating everything, right? Starting from
Yes.
when a user commits everything, like everything is being orchestrated by Jenkins. Okay, when a developer commits a code, there is some integration. Then when a developer commits a code, Jenkins is getting invoked, and he downloads a code from GitHub in the Jenkins workspace. And then we saw that using Maven, the Maven build was run. Okay, Maven build was run, and an artifact was getting generated. Okay, and that artifact was stored in Nexus. Okay. Now today we are going to study code analysis, quality analysis. Okay, what is quality analysis? That is the analysis of your code. Okay, so when a developer writes a code, he might write a code in various programming languages, right? He can use Python, he can use Java, he can use .NET, he can use Node.js, he can use JavaScript. Like he can choose whatever he wants to. He can choose whatever language he wants to write his code in. Okay, and we want to analyze his code. Okay, not the unit testing. I'm not talking about unit testing is something else. Okay, unit testing is that the person might have written the unit test cases in his code only. Okay, for example, in Java, you use JUnit, write some JUnit test cases. So that will analyze everything. Okay, that is the functional thing of the code. Like how, for example, there is a voting application. Let's say. Okay, so the unit test cases we'll write. The age of the person should be greater than 18, and the person should be country should be India. So all these checks that we are doing, those are checks. Those are not the quality checks. Okay, those are checks related to a functionality. Okay, so those things we write in unit test cases, but there are certain quality checks as well for the code. Okay, for example, every coding language for every programming language has their own quality, right? Has their own syntax. So there is some standard. People have come with various standards that Java code should have all the names starting with class name should start with this, or
Best practice. Yeah.
best practices, right?
Yeah.
Best
Okay.
practices. So that is called the code quality. Okay, so we so we have a tool called Sonarqube. Okay, this tool checks whether a code that the developer is writing is good quality code or not. Okay, so there are some configurations that are there are some rules that we'll see. There are some rules that we create on this Sonarqube server. Okay, and the code is checked as per the rules. Okay, if the code is good, if the quality is good, okay, then the next step will proceed. It will proceed to the next step. Else, it will fail. It will say that quality checks is not good, and the report will be sent to the user that the code is failing in quality checks. Okay, so this is also integrated with Jenkins. Okay, so this is also integrated with Jenkins. So the flow would be,
yeah,
the developer commits a code, Jenkins will take his code in the workspace, will pull the code from the GitHub to Jenkins workspace, okay, and then it will run a quality analysis of the code. If the code fulfills the quality checks, then Jenkins will call Maven. Maven will build the code, okay, and artifact will be stored in Nexus. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there can be any step. There can be other step as well. For example, Selenium testing as well. So Selenium is a testing tool. Okay, using this, we can do various testing on the code. Okay, so after building, let's say Selenium testing is going on. Or Selenium testing can come before building as well. Like before building a code, like after the code is compiled, we run some Selenium tests. Okay, if the testing is passing, if all the test cases are passing, then we will build the code. Artifact will be generated, jar file, war file, or whatever file is getting generated, and then that will be stored into Nexus. Okay, so that will be part of continuous integration. After that, Indians will know, okay, my artifact is also generated now. It has it is stored in Nexus. Now will be the step of deployment or delivery. Okay, CD. So here your artifact, which is stored in Nexus, will be deployed to any environment. Okay, so this is the flow. So we'll revise this multiple times. Okay, whenever we are discussing any tool, we'll revise the whole flow. Okay, because this flow is very important. So for you, when you go for an interview, at that time as well, interview will ask you, tell me your CI/CD pipeline flow. Okay, so you can tell him the whole flow. You can tell him that you have everything, like the whole flow. You're using Sonarqube for quality analysis, even for build. If you want to tell Selenium, then fine. Even if you want to skip, then that's also fine. And everything is done, then CD deployment happens. The whole flow. I mean, the whole flow you have to tell.
Yeah.
So today we'll study Sonarqube. Okay, we'll like for every tool we are doing, we'll study how this Sonarqube is installed. Okay, we'll install a Sonarqube on server, and then we'll configure it. Okay, and we'll check how the quality checks are and what is seen in the Sonarqube console and everything. Okay, so what we'll do today, we will this is terminated. And the servers are other thing. Okay, so we'll create Sonarqube server. Okay, you have an option. You can like we were using the same server in the last sessions, right? We installed Jenkins also in the same server. We installed Nexus also in the same server. Okay. So we could have done that as well. We could have a separate server for Jenkins, a separate server for Nexus, a separate server of Sonarqube, a separate server of like whatever tools you're using. You can have separate servers. But for the two things, Nexus and Jenkins, we had the same server. Okay. But now let's say, so obviously the more things you are going to install, the more size that server you have to provide it. So earlier we were using T2 micro only for Jenkins, but then we installed Nexus. It requires more CPU and more storage. Okay, so we increased the size. I changed to C5.2x large. Okay, you can. It depends on how you're installing. So you can try with T3 micro as well. T2 medium. T2 medium should also work. Okay, T2 medium till T2 medium, I guess should work till for that Nexus, because Nexus takes a lot of memory. I guess at least two CPUs are required for Nexus. Okay, but Jenkins is lightweight, so for Jenkins that's fine. T2 micro should work for Jenkins. Okay, so if you are creating multiple server, one for Jenkins, then Jenkins server can be T2 micro, and if you are creating second server for Nexus, make it T2 medium or T2 small or T3 medium. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we will launch an EC2 instance, and there we will install the Sonarqube. Okay. So here let's choose this only free tier. Okay, Sonarqube requires 2 GB of memory. Okay, minimum 2 GB. So we'll go for T2 small here.
Yeah.
We're going for T2 small. Here we enable auto send public IP. We want public IP. Subnet, let it be default. Everything default. No need to change anything. Let's leave everything by default. Okay, storage also, let's make it default. Just a second, let me switch to a different Wi-Fi. It is not proper. Now we'll add a tag. We'll call it Sonar server. Okay. Then security group, I'm choosing the existing security group. In that security group, I have enabled everything basically. So it has HTTP, okay, SSH, okay. I have enabled port 9000 and 9005. Don't ignore it, but I have enabled all the ports from 9000 to 9005 just to check. So our Sonarqube will run on 9000 by default. Sonarqube runs on port 9000. Okay. Then I enable 443 for HTTPS. Then TCP 8081 I enabled for Nexus. Okay, last time we installed Nexus, right? So Nexus on by default 8081. Okay, so these are the ports which I have enabled here. Okay, so I'll go and launch. So keep here this knowledge. Okay, let it run now. So for like for Nexus and Jenkins, Java installation was necessary, was a prerequisite. So for Sonarqube as well, Java installation is prerequisite. Okay, first on instance, we'll install Java and then we'll proceed. Okay, and Java steps will be remain same. Steps which we used earlier, we can use the same steps to install Java. So we have this. I'll share you guys this repo.
Yeah.
Okay, let me fork it. Okay. You know the concept of fork?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm forking this repo on my repo. So if you want, you guys can refer to my repo. You can just search my name there and just refer to these repos on my. So it has all the details how to install and everything. Okay, so like it has everything. For Jenkins also you'll have installation steps. For Maven also you'll have installation steps. For Nexus also you have installation steps. Artifactory, no Artifactory, no Artifactory. No, we haven't configured Nexus. We are not working on. We have not studied Artifactory. So Nexus is one of the Artifactory available in the market. So there are many Artifactory. So for every phase we are studying, there are many tools available in the market. Okay, for example, study Jenkins. Okay, similar to Jenkins, Jenkins has some competitors like TeamCity, Azure DevOps. Okay, and you have this also. What else do you have it? Like in AWS also you have code pipeline. Okay, so all these things are the same. Jenkins. So all these are you can build pipelines and do all the CI/CD part there. Okay, then for Artifactory there are many tools. So we have studied Nexus, but there are other tools available as well, like JFrog, Artifactory. Okay, so these are the tools related to your Artifactory. Okay, then for Sonarqube is a code analysis tool. So similar to Sonarqube, there are also tools available in the market. Okay, we studied code build, right? Code build we study Maven. So similar to Maven, there are other tools like Gradle. Gradle is also popular. Okay, but the thing is, if you study any one tool for any phase, you'll be familiar with the other tools as well, because the concept are the same, right? Maven also does the same thing. Gradle also does the same thing. Okay, for example, like cloud, you can take AWS also has all the services. Azure also has the same services. GCP also has the same services. Okay, but the only thing different will be syntax and the way you call it. For example, in AWS you have EC2. In Azure you have virtual machines. Okay.
Yeah.
So only the terminologies and those things will change, but the concept, the concept behind it will stay the same. Okay. So in Sonarqube we'll find all the installation steps. Okay. So we'll go with Sonarqube setup. Okay, the first one. So here you have all the steps written. To check the requirements, you can go here. It will tell you all the requirements that are that are needed. So you need supported platform Java. Okay, which versions of Java? This is the case. These versions are supported. Okay, database versions, these are supported. Like all these prerequisites, your web browser, it works on Chrome, these platform nodes, and etc. You'll find means all the details there. Even for setup and upgrade, you will see install the server and install a plugin and everything. You'll see everything here. Okay. This is the official Sonarqube page. Okay, official Sonarqube website. Okay. So let's install Java first. Now, first let's log into our instance. It should have spin up, I guess. Okay, we have Sonarqube. Ignore this. This was earlier I created, but yeah, this is our server. Okay, so we will go to this instance. IP. Just log in as a EC2 user. 3 packages needed for security out of 8 available. Okay, let's run this. This is just a system upgrade that they.
Yeah.
Now we'll proceed with our Sonarqube installation. Okay. So here, what we'll do, we'll go for this command. So let's check what. So this is the command to check what all packages are available in Amazon Linux. Okay. If I do this, I'll see all these packages available to install. Okay, but we only care about we have to install Java, right? So you can search Java here if you want to see. Like Java should be there on the top, maybe. Java, Java, Java. You see Java, 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 Java OpenJDK. Okay, so this is a stable version. So let's install this. Okay, so here is a command: Amazon Linux Extras install. Then install it. You lack permissions to. Okay. I have to log in as a root user. So I logged in as a root user. Okay, now I can install Java. So this step will be same for every tool. Like Java is prerequisite for most of the things. Okay, Java got installed. Now if I do Java -version, so Java you see installed. OpenJDK version and Java is installed. Okay. Now coming to the next step. Now you have to download the latest version of Sonarqube. Okay, let's see what is the latest version of Sonarqube. So let's go with the long-term LTS version. So usually it's a good practice to go with the long-term support version. Okay, so let's copy this URL, copy link address. Okay, and I'll just do a wget. Okay, I'll do just do a wget. So I'll install it in OPT. Let's install it in OPT only. So I'll go to cd/opt And here there should be AWS and RH. Let's download the tar here. I'll go wget and I'll copy the URL that I copied there. Okay, so this downloaded the jar file. So I'll give jar file. Now what I'll do, I'll unzip this file. Unzip of this file. Okay. Now you see Sonarqube, you see a Sonarqube folder that we unzip. Now we don't need this zip file, so I'll remove it. .zip. Okay. So this is the folder where we are interested in Sonarqube. So this has this folder structure. You have a bin, you have a conf, you have logs. Okay, all these things you have. Okay, let's see what is in the conf. You're there, right, Prakash?
Yes.
Okay. No, no, I thought I might be disconnected maybe.
No.
Just keep saying something in between so that I know that
Okay.
I don't have network issues.
All right.
Okay, so you have this conf file. Okay, in conf file you have Sonar properties. This is an important file. Okay, so in Sonar properties, you will have all the properties related to your Sonarqube. For example, if you want to link it with the database, so you have Sonar to data JDBC username. If you want to use any external database, there's an embedded database for Sonarqube as well. Okay, so we'll come to this later. So these are advanced configurations. You will mostly not need it. Okay. So these are all configurations like maximum wait time, maximum idle time. Okay. Port. Okay, these are defaults. Sonar web port C9000. If you want to change it, you can change and modify the port here. It will get changed.
Yeah.
Okay. Like all these things, accept count. I don't know what these properties are, but these are a property. If you want to change it, change it. Else default is fine for us, not an issue. Okay, mostly you will go with the default. In advanced projects, you might see some. You have this LDAP configuration as well. Okay. So we'll not touch most of these configurations. So your Sonarqube is based on Elasticsearch. Okay, Elasticsearch is a engine where which performs all the searching. You know Elasticsearch, right?
Yeah.
So it is based on Elasticsearch only. Okay, so when you are installing it, you will see. All these properties you will see. For logging, you have properties. Okay. Okay, so we will not touch most of these properties. Let them be default only. Another important file here is in logs. You can check the logs. Okay, logs associated with your Sonarqube only. Okay. You will see when we'll start the server, you will see the logs getting generated. Okay, then you have Elasticsearch. You have Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch will have its own properties. So when we'll start, this will start both Elasticsearch as well as Sonarqube.
Yeah.
Okay, so now how to start this? So we can go to bin. So here you see all the distributions. We have our machine is Linux. So we'll go to Linux. Now you have Sonar SS there. You have a command called /sonar. You will run the script and pass start as a parameter. Okay, that will start your Sonarqube. But the thing is, you as I said, Sonarqube also runs Elasticsearch, right? So Elasticsearch cannot be run using a root user. Okay, if you are starting it right now, and you are logged in as a root user, right? Currently you are logged in as a root user. If you start it, it will give an error. It will not start. Okay, so you have to create a user, create a Sonarqube user. Okay, and then start it. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do that. So you have we have unzipped. So now what we'll do, we'll create a Sonarqube user. Just to create a user, we have user add, let's say Sonar user or Sonar admin, let's say Sonar admin. So this is my name of the user. Okay.
Yeah.
So my user is created. Okay. Now I'll change the permission of this whole directory where I'm right now. Like this whole directory in Sonarqube, the whole directory which got unzipped, I'll change its permission. Okay, I'll give it permission only to Sonar admin user. Okay.
Okay.
So what is the command for this? So you have this command. You can just okay, let's go outside. You can work from here as well, but yeah, let's go outside as well. So see, right now you see root, right? Everywhere it's root. Root is the owner, root is a group. Okay, so we will change the permission to Sonar admin. Okay. So you have this chown -r. Okay, and let's put Sonar admin Sonar admin. Okay, and name of the folder. So everything in this folder will have this permission now. Okay, so see, permission changed. Okay, now if I so now I have to start it. I have to start Sonarqube. So how will I do that? I'll log in as a Sonarqube user now. I'll do a sudo su hyphen sonar admin. Okay, so see, from root it changed to sonar admin user. Okay, now I have to go there to the bin path opt Sonarqube. Okay, what is the inside this cd bin. Okay, then inside this Linux. Now see, everything has this permission Sonar, because I have changed the permission. This is important. This is required for installing Sonarqube. Okay, for starting Sonarqube. Okay, then I'll just start it. That's sonar.sh. Let's check the status first. status status. Okay, it is saying Sonarqube is not running. Okay, it says Sonarqube is not running. So now let's start it. start. So it says starting Sonarqube, started Sonarqube. So it has started Sonarqube. Now if I check the status again, yeah, so it is showing me Sonarqube is running and it is giving me a PID. PID is a process ID. You know that, right?
Yeah.
PID is a process ID. And you can also check here net start. Net. You know this command?
Yes.
F-1. So here you will see that at port 9000, where's 9000? See 9000 at port 9000 it is listening. Okay, and you have this PID, the PID which we got 10069. 10069. So now give is running. Why it is not showing 10? It should show 10069 actually. Maybe it's a let's say ps-ef ps-ef here. So here you have 10069. Yeah, you have 10069, right? But here is it showing it's a PID program name. PID is 10600. Maybe it is using this port internally. Okay, no need to worry about it. We don't need. I just wanted to show you that it is listening to 9000 now. Okay,
Yeah.
let's log in to, let's open that browser. Let's open this in the browser. So we have done all the steps, right? It is Sonarqube start. And now we can log in to the server using our public IP. What is the public? I'll copy this public IP. Okay, let's open it in incognito. Okay, this. And what is the port for Sonarqube? 9000. So Sonarqube will start now. Log into Sonarqube. So by default, username and password for Sonarqube is admin. Okay, admin, admin. So I logged in. It is asking me to update the password. So I'll do admin new. I forgot I guess. ADMIN. New password. Let's keep it Sonar. SONAR. Confirm password SONAR. Okay, let's update the password. Okay, so this is how you see your Sonarqube page.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so if you do not have 9000 port enabled in your security group, you will not see this page.
Yeah.
So you have to enable 9000 security group rule. Okay.
Okay.
So here you see all the screens. Okay. So here, what are the things? First is the project. Okay, project is a thing which you configure it if you are, let's say you have a project, right? Because Sonarqube will do the analysis of your project only, correct? So let's say you have a Java project. Okay, you have a Java project and you have to configure this project now. So you have to create a project here. You have to create a project here. Just go to add project. Let's add it manually. Okay, you can either connect it with Azure DevOps and it is not active currently. I don't know why. Okay, let's add it manually. So your project key is, you can put whatever you like, any, let's say hello world or my demo project. Okay, display name is my demo project, and you can create a project. So it creates a project, and here you can generate a token. Okay, just for your project to authenticate. Okay, because project is lying in your any Linux instance, correct? It can be any
Yeah.
other instance, but
Okay.
your project wants to connect to Sonarqube, right? It will connect to Sonarqube only, then Sonarqube will perform the analysis, right? So here you have to generate a token. Using that token, your project can connect to Sonarqube. Okay, your project and Sonarqube will get connected, and Sonarqube can fetch the details from your project, because Sonarqube will provide that information only, right, regarding your project, whether your quality rules are fine or not, how many bugs are in your project, and etc. etc. Okay, so you can provide a name to your token, any name to the token. Okay, let's create a name for enter a name. Let's name it my token. Okay, you can put any name, whatever you want. Okay, my token. I'll do a generate. So it generated a token. Okay, it generated a token for me. So using this token, my project can communicate with Sonarqube. Okay, so I'll go to continue, and now it will say, what option best describe your build? What type of project is it? Is it a Maven project? Okay, because we have used Maven as a build tool, right? So we'll select this. If your project was a Gradle project, as I told you, Maven and Gradle are the same. They are build. They are used for building. Okay, if it is a Gradle project, you can choose. If it is a .NET project, you can choose this. If it is your other than this, like JavaScript and TypeScript, Go, Python, PHP, so you can go with this. Okay, basically our project was Maven project. Okay, so we'll select this, and it will automatically give me the command. Okay, this command I have to execute. Okay, this command, and After I execute this command, like we have those maven commands like mvn clean, mvn install, mvn package.
Okay.
This is also a maven command. See, mvn sonar, and this. Okay, means sonar host. What is sonar host? It's 54.226.134.233. That is your public IP here. Okay. Project key is my demo project, and sonar ID login ID. This is a token that you generated.
Yeah.
Okay. So using this command, if you run it from the project, your project will be analyzed by Sonarqube, and all the things will get generated. Like all the report of this project will be getting generated here. Okay. So let's run it. Let's do a demo. Let's run it. Okay, so I'll go to my old server where I had all the things, Maven and Nexus, everything set up. So I'll connect to it. Okay, what is it? 44.204, 46.122. I guess it's only 46.122. Yeah. So I'll connect to it. EC2-user. So you have to start everything again. Okay. So that this server has everything, Jenkins, Nexus, everything it is having. So you have to install. You have to start Nexus. Okay, Nexus will be stopped by default. Sudo su root. I logged in as a root user. Okay, so last time I installed Nexus in the Nexus folder, right? Nexus folder. Okay, how to start Nexus? I'll go to cd Nexus, and there, if I go to cd bin, so there I had a script Nexus. So what I did, Nexus /Nexus. Stop or start or status. You can put 3 commands and whatever commands you want there. So I have already started today. Now this, so if I go to status, it will show running. Okay, but for you, if you have shut your instance down, your Nexus it will show Nexus is stopped. Okay, in that case, you have to do a /Nexus start. It will start Nexus. Okay, and then you can anyways open your Nexus from here. Like you can, like the way we are doing it every time. We used to copy this public IP. And what was the default port for Nexus? 8081. Okay, so it will open my Nexus. Okay, so today I do not have to do anything in the Nexus because we are doing we are studying Sonarqube. So I just showed you, like I was just saying that if you already have if you have stopped your instance, so you have to start it and start Nexus as well. Okay. Okay, let's log. We were logged into our instance, right? Yeah. So this was our instance. So let's clone any repo. Okay, let's clone any repo. I'll create a directory. Let's say mkdir today. Yeah, whatever. Okay, in this directory, I'll clone one repo. Okay. Here only you will see Sonar project in this. This repo I'll also clone. This repo let me fork this repo as well. Okay, I'll clone this repo now. Okay, how to clone this repo? I'll copy this and I'll just do a git clone. Okay, so it copied this, it cloned this repo. Okay, Sonar project. Okay, this is the directory structure of this project. This will be a very simple one. Okay. Okay, before that, let me clear those Maven artifacts, the repository. Let me clear the M2 repository. Okay, so that you can see that things are getting downloaded. because I have already run it once, so everything has already been downloaded on my repo. So I'll go to .m2 folder. Okay, inside m2 folder I have repository. Yeah, one more thing, and for you, what we had in settings.xml, we had this IP, right?
Yeah.
We had this IP of the server. Okay, since when you have restarted, this is a public IP, correct? And you know that public IP of your EC2 gets changed after you restart it, correct? So let's say if that day you might have stopped this server, so and you had configured old IP, right? Then you have to replace it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
today when you started this server again, this particular server when you started, it will have a new IP. Okay, so you have to change this new IP here. Okay, else it will give an error. Okay, because this is pointing to a Nexus, right? So Nexus IP has also changed because your EC2 instance IP has changed. Got it?
Yeah.
So we'll go to the repository. Let me delete all these things. Sorry. rm minus rf commands junit oh sorry junit okay, I'm clearing my repository is empty right now. Okay, now let's go back to our project. cd today dir, what is our project? cd sonar project. My screen is clear, right? My screen is visible, or
Yes. Yeah.
should I
Yeah.
increase
Yeah.
the font size? It's clear, right? Let me increase the font size as well. Change settings, appearance, change. Apply. Okay, now it's better, right?
Yeah.
So let me look at the pom.xml. So in this pom.xml, you will have two things additional. Okay, in the plugin, you will have this plugin. Maven compiler plugin we already had. Okay, before Sonarqube as well, we used to have this plugin, Maven compiler.
Yeah.
This is for so that your Maven can compile your project. Okay, this was that plugin. Okay, you already had this plugin. Now for this project, you have to add these two plugins as well. These two are additional plugins required for Sonarqube. Okay, or Sonar. This is a group ID or Sonar source dot Sonar scanner scanner.maven. Okay, and this version, and this will be for Jacoco. Okay, this is for code coverage. Okay, code coverage means, so let's say you have a code, okay, and you have written some test cases. Okay, you have written some test cases for this code. So your test cases are meant to cover your code, right? So your test cases are to define, like you code coverage is a percentage. It's measured in percentage. So if your test cases are covering 90% of your code, that means your code coverage is 90%. If your code coverage is 50%, that means your unit tests are covering just 50% of your code. Okay, so that is your code coverage. Okay, so we have a plugin for code coverage as well. We'll see that later. But yeah, these two plugins are important if if your pom.xml should have these two plugins if you are configuring this Sonarqube. Okay, these are the plugins. Now you have some dependencies. Correct.
Yeah.
No, they are not really dependencies. Then I guess dependencies are not needed. Dependencies also should be there, but yeah, let's you will figure out. Okay. Maybe your plugins can do everything. Plugins will do the job. Okay, so now what I'll do, I just have to compile this project now, right? So I'll not run a Maven clean, Maven install those commands. I'll today only run the Sonarqube. I'll just do the quality analysis of that code.
Okay.
Okay, if you want, before you even compile this code as well, mvn clean file, it should compile, I guess. Okay, downloading everything. It says failed to execute goal, default clean on project Sonarqube, Maven execution default. What is this error? Failed to execute goal, clean project Sonarqube. Clean is not working. Let's compile it directly then. Okay, it is saying fail to execute goal or check Coco, Maven plugin, prepare agent on. It is not able to download something, I guess. On project Sonar scanner, Maven, basic execution, prepare agent for goal, whatever exposure, fail to read artifact descriptor. Okay, maybe some dependencies are not correct in this project, but we need not to care about that. Okay, there can be many projects. I'm not aware what this project is. Okay, there can be many errors in the project, but we are just let's run our Sonarqube analysis here on this project. Okay, so I'll go to that Sonar screen. So here I got this command, right? So let's see if this command is working or not on this repo. If it is not working, we'll try on some other repo. So I'll just copy and paste this project. So it did the analysis. See, it says analysis successful. You can browse this particular dashboard, my demo project. So where it is giving you the URL for your Sonarqube server only. Okay, let's go now to our server. So you see passed here. Okay, you see in the dashboard, it's already took everything.
No issues. Yeah.
It says 0 bugs, 0 vulnerabilities. This is 54 to 26, 134 to 33. This is only one, right? 54 to 26, 134 to 233. Okay, this is your only. If you go to now, so this is giving you everything for your code, all these things, whether your code has passed issues, if it is having any. Okay, it is reporting issues as well. Replace the use of system.out. Like in the Java file, you might be having system.out. Okay, so it is saying to replace by system.err or system.err by logger, because this is a good practice to use logger in the code. Okay, because in the code we should not have system.out.println. It's a good practice to use logger in Java project. Okay, if you have worked on Java, you might be knowing. Okay, else don't worry. We don't need to. As a DevOps engineer, you don't have to worry about these rules. Okay, it's not your concern. All your concern is to install Sonarqube, just link it with your Jenkins and see that it is generating these things. Okay.
Yeah.
You can report these things to a developer. Okay, because developer developed this code, right? So developer will see that okay, these are the issues that are coming in the project, and he'll fix it. Okay. And you have categorized everything. See, it's a you have something called code smell. Code smell means how is your code looking like? Is it a major? Is the issue major? Is it open? Okay, or you can assign it You can assign it to people here. Okay, all these things it is coming here. If you go to the projects here again, so you see you have one project. This is your dashboard. This is your project dashboard. Okay, if you have multiple projects, you will see multiple projects here. Your multiple projects have been scanned by code. This Maven, sorry, with the Sonarqube. Okay, you can click on it, and you can see all these things. The overview that we already saw. Okay, that's zero bug, zero vulnerability. You have ratings. It's A rating. Okay, everything is fine here. Okay. But in issues, you can see issues you have it's showing these issues. Now the thing is, uh, uh, these are the best practices. And who defines the best practices? We are the humans who decide the best practices, right? So it
Yeah.
can be, you can customize it for your project. Let's say your project, it's a necessity for your project to use system.out. Okay, so you can ignore it. Okay, so you can ignore it, and you can say, okay, I don't want to use logger. Okay, I know that logger is a good practice, but using logger is not suitable in my project. So I'll use system.out. Okay, so I'll ignore it. Okay, so how you configure here? You configure it in rules. Okay, so you have rules here. Rules
Okay.
are for different languages. You have different rules. Correct. If your language is Java, you will have different rules. If you're C sharp, it will be different. If it is JavaScript, rules will be different. If it's Python, rules will be different. So you can go to any language, okay, and you can choose a rule here. So these are the rules by default. 639 Java rules are there. So these are all the best practices. Okay, so it is saying that dot equals should not be used or whatever. Plus should not be used. Should not be used instead of this. So these are all the rules. Okay, you don't have to worry about all. This your developers will tell you what are the rules that you want to set up. Okay, so you can enable all these rules from here. Like you can select a rule, you can do whatever you want here. It is giving you example of that rule as well. Like you have to write something like this. Okay, this is non-compliant. Plus equal to minus non-compliant. So the compliant solution will be plus equal to, okay, or equal to minus. This is your compliant. So it will check your code with these rules. If it sees that your code is non-compliant as per the rules, it will raise a bug. Okay, it will raise a bug, and you can customize it here also. Like whether you want to report it as a bug or you want to customize it as a major. Okay, see if I did as a major, it took it into major. Okay, so these are just the tags associated with this. For this rule, this particular rule will be analyzed when in the will be pointed out in the code smell.
Yeah.
Okay, or obsolete or whatever. For different language, you will have different rules. Okay, if you want to see for Python you have different set of rules. 1682 rules you have. Okay, so these are the rules. Your project, these are the rules that you can have. Okay, now coming to a quality profile. Quality profile are, as it says, the quality profile is a collection of rules to apply during an analysis. Okay, so people have set up various profiles. Okay, for example, if it's a Java project, okay, you can select Java. Okay, you have Java profile. In the Java profile, it has 452 rules. If you select this profile, if you select the Java profile, then this is a default profile which is created, and this profile has 452 rules. But you can create your own profile as well. Okay, you can create your own profile as well. Okay, you can call it not extend, copy. Okay, you can copy it with a different name. Let's say my profile. Okay, so a new profile will be get created, and here you can in this profile you can add your projects. Okay, if I go to the quality profile again, so if I go to Java, you see this profile I created. Okay,
Yeah.
so the profile is not having the project right now, but I can add any project to my profile. Okay, and all the rules, because I have copied it as it is, so it is taking all the rules. I can even uh, remove some rules. Okay, let's say I'm creating a new profile. Okay, let's create a new profile. I'll do a extend. Okay, let's call it new profile. So in this new profile, so it says 0 rules overridden, 4 active rules and 0 rules overridden. So here I can add our rules as well. Like if I want to activate more rules, for example, my project needs more rules. Okay, some more rules. So I can activate those rules. Okay, so let's say I've activated this, and I can customize based on my project profile. Let's say my project is giving error, an error related to this rule. Okay, my project is giving error related to this rule, but I don't want to consider it. I want to say it. No, this is not a big issue in my project. Okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. So I'll just go and activate, and I'll mark it severity. I'll mark it minor. Okay, I'll mark it minor. So if that error comes, so this issue will be marked as minor issue. Okay, for example,
Right.
let's say the final class should have protected members. Okay, so if I go and activate this, I can also I can make it as block. Let's say it's a blocker. Okay, so if this thing happens in my project, if this situation is happening, that someone has uh, uh, added protected members in the final, so it will give you a blocker. Okay, and this all these things, blocker or minor or all these things, whatever you see here, all these things, major, critical, blocker, minor info, all these things will be reported in my quality report.
Hmm.
Okay, so here is the thing, I can customize it. Instead of using the default rules, I can create my profile, and I can always customize it. Okay, so see, uh, apart from those 52 to 452 are default, and 454, these two additional rules I have added just few minutes back.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is having, it is not reflecting right now. 450 to 4, yeah, 450. This was a built-in, you extended it, right? You extended it means you
Yeah.
are adding some new rules. Okay, so new profile has 450, the two extra which we added. Okay, now coming to quality gates. Now quality gate is uh, like as per the name, like gate is what? Gate will allow people to come in. Okay, so that is what the gate is for, right? So
Yeah.
you can have a quality gate. Quality gate will tell your project that
Right.
your project is having. You can define a quality gate. Let's say you define a quality gate. Okay, your quality gate says that coverage is less than 80%. Okay, duplicate lines are is greater than this is your, let's say, all these things. Okay, if your project, let's say, is not filling any of these things, so it will not be passed. It will not be a quality project.
Okay. Like
Your quality
checkpoint.
gate,
Yeah. So,
yeah, your
yeah.
quality gate will not qualify. Okay, your quality gate
Okay.
will not be qualified. Okay, so this is a default quality gate. Okay, conditions on
Yeah.
review code. So it says that coverage is less than 80%. So if in your project, this you have set a standard in your project. So you have set a standard that my code coverage should always be greater than 80%. Okay.
Okay.
So if you define a quality gate will be, if it is less than, it will not fulfill. Okay, I can create my own quality gate as well. my quality gate. So I can define here. Okay, I can define
Okay.
customizations here. So I can edit it. Quality of the quality gate fails when coverage of the new code is less than, let's say, I can make it. I'll make it very lenient. If my project is very strict, I'll make it 95%. Okay. So if this quality gate will fail, if my code coverage is less than 95%, my quality gate will fail. Okay, then I'll have a notification that okay, your code does not satisfy your quality gate. Okay, so these are the settings that I have in my quality gate. So it can be customized for the project. Okay, then duplicate line percentage. Like this is also standard here. Your duplicate lines in the project should not be greater than 3%. Okay, quality gate will fail when duplicate lines on a new code is greater than 3%. I can make it uh, 10%, like 20%, let's say. Whatever, it depends on you. You can customize it whatever you want, as per you, whatever you want. Okay, this is how you create a quality gate. Okay. You can go and create. Sorry. This was I did a copy. Sorry. I'll do a delete. This I'll delete it. Here from here you can create it. My quality gate. Now you can add a condition as per your on new code. What are the matrices? Okay, or in your overall code you can put in, like on your overall code you can put in that your coverage less than 80%. Add condition, and you can keep on adding conditions here. Let's say you're adding condition on new code now. Duplicate lines. Okay, duplicate lines should not be more than 10. Okay. So you got it right. The concept of quality gate, what it is.
Yeah.
Blocker issues. Let's say your project is reporting issues, and you say that uh, blocker issue. Your quality gate fails when blocker issues is greater than, let's say, 0. Even if I get a single blocker issue, my quality gate will fail. Okay. Then there are many things here. Many things here. It depends on your project. Whatever uh, issues. Let's say issues. Let's say issues. Our quality gate will fail when your issues number of issues is greater than 10. Is greater than 10. So it says that I'm fine with 10 issues. Till 10, I'm fine with the issues. But if the number of issues are greater than 10, my code quality gate will fail. Okay, so if whatever out of these things happen, my quality gate will fail. Okay, so if my quality gate is failing, we can put a check in our pipeline. We can put a check that if the quality gate is failing, do not proceed. Do not proceed ahead. Okay, any notification will be sent to your developer, and your developer will fix your code. Okay, your developer will fix the code. Got it? Clear?
Yes. Yeah.
So we saw project, rules, quality profiles, quality gates. So we'll see that after integration, we'll see everything. So see, I have not written any test cases, so it is saying coverage is equal to 0%. It is not covering anything.
Yeah.
So you will get more idea when we are integrating with the Jenkins and doing a project. Then you will get a more idea of all these things.
Sure.
Okay, so this was all about your like you have all the matrices here to give a graphical view of your project. Verse or reliability rating. Your rating is A right now because you do not have anything, so it's giving you A. Okay, it also imported this formula.xml. Like this is a formula.xml from your project only. It imported it there. Activity you can check. So you have run this today on 10 September. And you can check here if coverage, about this coverage, and it is not coming. There isn't enough data to generate activity graph. Okay, this is like this only. Okay, then here coming to administration. So in administration, you can create users. Okay, you can create a user. You can create users. You can like all settings. You mean for administration. Okay, those things you can for housekeeping. Okay, keep only one lessons per day, and lessons a day after. Just a second. Just give me. Yeah, sorry, Prakash, I got a call. Okay, so here you can define all the configuration of your Sonarqube. Okay, keep only one analysis, a day after 24. Uh, so after this number of hours, if there is several analysis during the same day, okay, then it will get cleaned. Okay, keep only one analysis week. So all these are configuration. These are very depends on a project, whatever you want to do. So these are very self-explanatory things. Yeah. Languages. You can add your languages here. I don't need to worry about this configuration. You can give it default as well. But yeah, later on, if you want to change anything, you can just search for that configuration and change it. This for a code coverage. Okay. But yeah, for us, important thing would be security. Okay. In security, we can create users. Okay. In security, we can create users. So by default, admin is your user. Your user is your admin. Okay. But we can create a new user. And this user will be used when we are configuring Sonarqube with any other tool. In our case, what we'll do, we want Jenkins to invoke that, right? We want our Jenkins to invoke our Sonarqube. Correct. The code that what will Jenkins do? Jenkins will bring the code from my GitHub repo to its workspace, and then it will run a quality check. How will it run a quality check? Jenkins will connect with the Sonarqube. So Jenkins is the heart of your CI/CD, right? It is interacting with everything. It is interacting with GitHub. It is interacting with Sonarqube. So there should be a user here for Jenkins. Okay, there should be a user here for Jenkins. That user you have to create here and just use that particular credential in for Jenkins. Okay, so how will you create it? You will just go and create user. Let's say my name of my user is, no, I'll not do that. I'll just I can do here as well. Okay, let's create a user. Let's say create user. Login, let's say Jenkins, I'll say. Name is also Jenkins. Email, these are optional. Okay, password, let's say wait, these are for security, global Sonar users, buckets. This is a Sonarqube user. Sorry, this is this is your Sonarqube user. Okay, and you will have a token. So every user will have a token, right? So this token you already generated. You remember it, right? When we were configuring a project, we generated a token. Okay, we generated this token. Okay, so we already have a token. So we can use this token for our Jenkins to connect with it. So Jenkins can use the same token and it can connect here. Okay. So we'll see that when we are integrating with it with Jenkins, we can see that. Clear? So here you have systems.
Yeah, it's clear now. I mean, just like how we use for Maven, yeah. So we use the token for programmatic access.
Right.
Yeah,
For Maven. So
yeah.
for Maven also, we created a token, right? So we have a Maven project, right? So Jenkins, with Jenkins, we will integrate our Maven project with Sonarqube only. So whatever we did just now, on our system, this. No, this. Where was it? So we ran this. We ran those. We ran that command, right? Which we got from there. Maven and sonar, that particular command. Where was it? So our whatever we did manually, we'll do it using Jenkins. That's it. This command I was saying. So we ran this command, right? So we are running it manually right now. So the same thing our Jenkins will do. Okay. So this was the same token, right? This was my token only. The my token which you see there on the screen. This is what it copied, which I copied from there directly. Okay. So we'll integrate. You'll have a clear idea. You'll have a more clear idea when we integrate with Jenkins. So we will, what we will do, we will mm, okay. So what else? So yeah, this is clear, right? How you are building a project. So you can build
Yeah,
any
it's clear
project like
now.
this. You can build any
Yeah.
project like this. Okay, you can go in any
Okay.
project and just uh, let's say I click on other. Let's say give you an example of any other repository. Let's say. Uh, this guy must be having some more Sonarqube repositories, maybe. Let's check those as well. Like you can enable any Sonarqube with any project. Okay. You can search for sonar scanning examples. Okay, let's see this how these things are there. Oh, there are many things there. Okay, let's see. Let's try. I have not tried this before, but sonar scan Maven. Okay. Maven basic multilingual. Let's go with something complex. Let's see if we are getting errors and how we resolve those errors. Module 1, module 2. Okay, I think this is a bigger project maybe. This is having Sonar Maven plugin. Okay, this is having Sonar Maven plugin. Let's try this. Okay. This is a bit complex and we might face some errors there. So it'll be good if we get errors. Let's check. Okay, let's open. We opened this only, right? Yeah. Okay, let me fork this. Okay, I'll clone this repo. I'll clone it in today directory only. Okay. I'll do a git clone and the repo name. Let's see. CD Sonar scanning examples. I want to go into my project as Maven, right? I use a Maven project. CD Maven. Okay, here let's go with the multi-module. That is the more complex one. Okay, here I have big pom.xml. Okay, let's see if these things are available in pom.xml or not. So let's search for Sonar. Okay, so this is having those plugins. Okay, these two plugins that we require: Sonar Source and Maven and Jacoco. Okay, both these plugins are available here. Okay, so let's run our command here. What was our command? This. Okay, let's run it here. Why did it skip? Okay, let's see if things are available or not. It will be available in dashboard, my demo project. Okay, it should be available with the same thing only. Let's go to our dashboard. Multi-module, example of multi-module. This was it, right? Example of multi-module project. Oh, this also passed everything. It did not run anything, I guess. Zero security, zero lines of code. Why did it skip it? Okay, I don't know what is this repo. I'm not sure. So yeah, but anyways, it worked. Whatever it wanted to do, it did. Whatever code was there. Maybe there is no code inside it. That can also happen. If you go to module one, let's run our code here. Do some analysis, man. Success. See this. I guess this is the same code there.
Okay, yeah. So I got it. Yeah.
Maybe it's the same code there. Yeah, but we'll see
Okay.
it later. Like when we're doing a project, then it'll be more clear. But you
Right.
got the
Okay.
concept, right? Concept is clear for the
Yeah.
Sonar,
Yeah.
how we are using it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. When we go, when we'll configure it with the Jenkins, then you will have a better idea. So tomorrow we'll do that. Okay.
All right. Okay.
So what you can do is you can go and practice this, like installing
Yeah.
this thing. You can create an environment. Okay. So basically, you can try in creating 3 servers: one for Jenkins, one for Nexus, and one for Sonarqube.
Okay.
Okay. So tomorrow we will write a plugin. We'll create, sorry, not plugin. We'll create a Jenkins pipeline. Okay, we'll create a Jenkins pipeline, and that pipeline will integrate everything. Okay, I'll tell
Okay.
you what is a pipeline. Okay, tomorrow I'll tell
Yeah.
you what is a pipeline. Okay, in that pipeline, we see what is the code for that pipeline, and that how that code is involving everything: your GitHub, your Nexus, your uh, because Nexus also we have not integrated with the pipeline right now. Till now, we have not done it. So tomorrow we'll integrate everything with the pipeline. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, Prakash. Then let's connect tomorrow. So I hope
Oh,
tomorrow these guys are also coming. So
okay. Thank you.
okay, Prakash. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.